ground crew puts the tarp on the infield with the Cubs out in front 3-1. Mark Harmon had just joined us in the booth. Mark, you've got the new movie coming out. It's due when?
26th of December, Dwayne, called Stealing Home. Entertaining family tragedy with jokes, and I hope people go out and enjoy it.
And as it turns out, you play a minor league baseball player in the Phillies organization.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right. He's a guy who's played a little minor league ball. It's not a baseball movie. It's a movie about people and a family and memories and going back and facing those memories. But I'm proud of it, and I hope people go to see it.
Speaking of family and baseball, this night, I mean, I can't imagine an opening night in any business being what this night is.
I mean, it's nice that a publicity trip works into a schedule like this, but I tell you, I mean, to be in this capacity crowd, to have been over at Murphy's before the game, I mean, to experience the arena, which is Chicago baseball, and to sit here in Wrigley Field and watch this game, what an experience.
Yeah, it's truly unique. There's no question about that.
Mark, why is it that baseball players and professional athletes of all sports seem to relate so very well with actors? Do you think it's the performing end of both professions, because they both are performers?
You know, Steve, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I know for me the transition from athlete to actor, I found as an athlete that I never played the game that was a perfect game. I always thought I could do better. As an actor, I'm excited by the opportunity to wake up in the morning, go out and try to do better every day and get better. And I've done a lot of things. I've sold shoes, sold flowers, you know, sold shower heads, I mean, sold advertising time. And it wasn't the same there. You know, as an actor, I have an opportunity to really take some chances and to learn some things and hopefully be different 2 years from now than I am right now, and I look forward to that.
How difficult was it for you at first when you did leave the playing field and you went in front of the camera, where in a movie especially you have a chance to make a mistake, you can do it again. On the field you make a mistake and it's history.
Well, it's nice when you get a chance and they say, okay, that's a print, but we'd like to try it again. You get the opportunity to do it again. It's a big advantage. But I tell you something, you learn something as an athlete. As you know, you get a chance to do it once, the pressure's on. Pressure doesn't mean much to you because you just got to do it. That's what you're paid to do. That's what you're supposed to do. So I recall that kind of opportunity a lot, and I look back on those experiences, and to say that I don't use them is a joke, because I do use them all the time.
Mark, we hear so much about concentration, not only in baseball, but in our business, in your business. How is the concentration in relating to maybe a scene and the camera in the movies different than the concentration that an athlete has to come up with?
You know, Dwayne, I come out of television, you know, so to some degree, sometimes television gets a bad rap and people say, hey, you know, I don't want to do television. I don't feel that way. I learned a lot there. I learned how to do it when you got no time to do it and the pressure's on, and you just got to do it. There's no excuses, no time for anything other than getting it done the best you can do it. Before that, I learned that as an athlete. You know, it doesn't much matter whether the center was short and bringing the ball up to you. It matters that you fumbled, and that was an important lesson for me to learn when I was 17 years old.
Yeah. Here we are at Wrigley Field tonight in the bottom of the fourth inning, where rain delayed. Cubs are out in front of the Phillies. It's a 3-1 ball game. Phillies opened with a run in the first. Phil Bradley homered. The Cubs back with 2 in the bottom of the first on the Ryan Sandberg home run, another run in the third. And it's really coming down now.
I don't know. You think it's going to rain? Let me ask you a question.
We beat the odds for a while. It was raining all over the area except for here.
I want to ask you a question about Rick Sutcliffe, because I know you're very good friends with him, and he's had an interesting career. He came up with such high hopes of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Then he turned around and he got traded here to the Cubs. He won the Cy Young Award and had a great second half of the season after becoming a Cub. Then he became injured, and he had a couple of very tough years. During that time, when you talked with him, did he ever get down on himself to the point where he ever thought of doing something else, or was it in the back of his mind to say, I know I got enough left to come back?
You know, Steve, I don't believe Rick is the kind of guy who gets down on himself. You know, I believe he's the kind of quality guy that the public sees out there. You know, the guy who's, you know, spending all the hours donating to charity, the guy who with a sore back goes out there tonight because he believes there's a responsibility to the fans. I mean, I know Rick loves playing in Chicago. The best thing that ever happened to him was that transition from the Dodgers to Cleveland, from Cleveland to the Cubs. I believe he feels he has a home here. I know he likes it very much. I know that Robin likes it very much, his wife, and yet I know that under all that Rick Sutcliffe is probably the greatest competitor that I've ever met, and on top of that, a nice guy, which is hard to do.
When you left the field, you had that competitive spirit that every top-line athlete has to have to be successful. Do you feel the same way now? I mean, is there a competitiveness about the business you're in now that keeps you performing regardless of what you're doing?
Well, you know, Steve, I like the competition. You know, I grew up liking the competition, and as an athlete, you learn that that's part of it, and you learn how to enjoy it and have fun doing it. I haven't met a lot of actors who like it, you know, and that's okay with me. I don't care how I go about getting a part if it's the right part for me to do, and if that means 6 other people have turned it down, it doesn't bother me a bit. I mean, the ego's not involved. It's got to do with the competitive edge. It's got to do with, you know, getting opportunities at bat when normally you wouldn't have those opportunities. And, you know, as an athlete, my life was a long shot. As an actor, it has been too, and yet that's changing. And so, you know, I'm plenty tough underneath, and that comes from being an athlete. But aside from all that, I've been pretty lucky, and I haven't for a minute thought that luck is anything but earned.
You know, the uncertainties, and that's a very interesting point, Mark, because there's no question uncertainties in athletics. You don't know, even when you sign a pro contract, if you're going to make it to the major leagues. You don't know when you sign a letter of intent with a major college that you're going to be the guy out there playing every Saturday. And the same thing in acting. How do you deal with the uncertainties? You're up for a role here. You're wishing and hoping.
Well, I'll tell you something. As an athlete, I learned very quickly that it's all about the opportunity. I mean, I was at UCLA at a time when what I could do best was best looked for. And I mean, heck, I met quarterbacks recently at UCLA that are 6 feet 5 inches tall. I'd be sitting on the bench or delivering water now if I was there. And that's the reality of it. As an actor, you know, I had to learn how to wait. And that was not something I was learning to do at all as an athlete. An athlete, you throw the ball through the tire more times than the next guy, you were better than the next guy. That's how it worked. As an actor, you got to learn that waiting is part of it, that there are less actors at 25 than there were at 20, less at 30 than there were at 25, and you got to wait for that opportunity of somebody to ask you, and then you got to be ready to do it when you get the opportunity. Flashing back, that's something I learned as an athlete, so it kind of all connects.
I thought Rick Sutcliffe, getting back to Rick for a moment, said something here the other day. You mentioned Rick and Robin, how they love it here. We've heard all kinds of trade rumors. The Yankees, of course, would apparently need pitching at this point. And Rick's name always comes up. And he said that the club has been so good. That, by the way, there's the jacket that Rick Sutcliffe received. You can see it in the shot in the dugout. There you are.
That's it.
But he said the city of Chicago and the club had been so good to him that if there was a deal pending that would help this club, he would agree to it, even though he would prefer to stay here and finish his career here.
Well, you know, look, what I know about Rick Sutcliffe, and this goes back to Albuquerque with the Dodger organization, he's a man of his word. He doesn't say what people want him to say. He pretty much says it like it is, and if he says that, then I believe that. You know, I respect him far more as a person than I do as a ball player, and I respect him as a ball player. That says something about, you know, what I think of him.
All right, Mark, we appreciate the visit. Good to see you again. The movie comes out when?
Stealing Home. It's in the theaters on August 26th. I hope you both are there.
We'll be there.
You bet.
We will indeed.
I'll buy the popcorn.
All right. Good to see you. We're rain delayed here. Good to see you. We're rain delayed here at Wrigley Field. Ball game in the bottom of the 4th inning with the Cubs leading 3-1. Let's go to Bob Jordan at Harry Caray's restaurant.
Boy, thank you very much, Steve. You can hear we're getting a warm reception from a lot of very happy Cub fans. We're sorry to say that you guys are wet there, but we're nice and cool and dry here. We're going to talk with some of the Cub fans who've been enjoying the festivities so far. Howard, what are you thinking?
Well, Bob, you know, I tried to get tickets to the Cubs game. I wasn't able to get one. I think the best place to be now is at Harry Caray's. This is the place to be. I'm a Cubs fan and a Bud man.
That's the way most of the people are here. One of the ladies that we were able to bring over to talk with us is Sheila, is that right?
Sheila Heelan, yes.
Let's take a look at her T-shirt, and she's been proud to wear. They were auctioning off some of these tonight for Cubs Care. They had some autographed T-shirts by Andre Dawson and others, sweatshirts, and all of the proceeds from these activities have been going to Cubs Care, a very worthy cause. What are you thinking tonight? Has it been fun?
It's been a lot of fun. We had a really good turnout here tonight, and we're all happy with it, and we hope everyone else is having a good time.
Well, earlier this evening, the crowd hadn't started coming in yet, so now it's really getting crowded.
Yeah, it's about the last hour. It's been coming in real steady, and we've been having a lot of fun.
Okay.
Happy you guys and having fun.
All right, let's move on and talk to some more people. Let's get you in here, pal. All right. Your name?
Jim Craven.
All right, Jim, were you disappointed in not being able to get tickets?
No, I'd rather be at Harry's. The food's really good and the crowd's excellent.
Well, right now, the people out at Wrigley Field don't seem to be seeing any baseball, yet we're still having fun here.
That's right. They paid $500. We paid a little less, but this goes to a good cause.
Okay, thanks very much. Let's get some more folks in, Jim. Your name, sir?
Alan Harris.
How you feeling tonight?
I feel great. I lived in Chicago for 14 years. I moved to LA. I just moved back here 6 months ago, and it's great to be back in Chicago and watching the Cubs do it.
All right, well, let's hope so. They seem to be leading now, and things are going. We're going to talk to a couple more people. I don't know how much time we have here.
Why he's not at the game?
How's that?
Why isn't he at the game?
Well, why aren't you at the game?
Tickets.
He gave his tickets to the Little Leaguers.
That's good.
Little Leaguer that's in first year out, Bob. Couldn't catch a ball for anything. Caught his first ball, gave him the tickets back in April. Now he's out at the game.
Well, holy cow, Harry was worried about his cash register ringing here tonight. As I mentioned earlier, during the first inning when the Phillies pulled ahead, it did get kind of quiet, and we didn't hear very many dings. But after Ryan Sandberg pulled the Cubs ahead so far to stay, it seems as though it's good times here now, and everyone's having a nice time. I just wanted to mention also that we've been getting some long-distance calls from Cub fans around the country who've been calling in here to let us know that they're watching us. We had a group from the Howard Bowl in Atlantic, Iowa, about 150 people there. And also the ex-Sportsman's Cable Bar in La Crosse, Wisconsin are also watching. So people all around the country are picking us up on cable. The festivities seem to really be in full swing right now. This guy loves his mom. Did your mom hear that? You think?
Holy cow.
Yeah, I want to tell my mother I love her. I want to tell my wife I love her.
Okay, this guy loves everybody. That's the way most of the people are here tonight. So we're going to throw it back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. We'll be back to chat with Mayor Eugene Sawyer from the ballpark during our rain delay after these messages.
The #1 fitness exercise in the world is cross-country skiing. And now it can be duplicated in your home with Easy Glider. Just 20 minutes every other day. An hour a week is all it takes to strengthen and firm all major muscle groups and lose weight aerobically. You'll burn up to 400 calories per workout, plus tone chest, arms and back, calves, thighs, and buttocks. Notice the quality construction of the sturdy metal frame. This handsome unit folds down quickly for easy storage. Other ski simulators cost as much as $500, but Easy Glider is just $59.95, and your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. Grab the bargain. Call toll-free now.
To order your Easy Glider, call 1-800-435-8300. Use your credit card to avoid COD charges, or send check or money order for $59.95 plus $9 shipping and handling to Easy Glider, Department 72, Canton, Ohio, 44750.
We're back at Wrigley Field. Rain delay. It's a 3-1 ball game. We're attempting to move into the bottom of the 4th inning when the rains came, and Mayor Eugene Sawyer with us in the booth. Mayor, good to see you. It's a great night here.
It's been an enjoyable night. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I've been outside the ballpark. I walked around the neighborhood and had an opportunity to talk to people to see how the city's plan is working. It's apparently working very well. They're satisfied. There might be some minor problems, but we're going to continue to work on it to make sure it's really clean so that everybody will be happy.
Our biggest problem right now is the rain. That's why we brought you in. Can you do anything about this?
You know, I told them earlier I was trying an executive order, but I didn't have many left, so obviously I failed tonight, but we're going to keep playing. I think it'll go away.
Okay. A lot of people in the neighborhood were concerned about safety in the immediate area. How many police officers do you have within 4 or 5 blocks of this ballpark?
Well, there are over 170 policemen out here tonight, covering the whole area to make sure that things work well, the parking plan goes on, and that no crime gets committed in the area. We certainly will be crime-free tonight.
So this is a real bad place to get in any trouble tonight.
Extremely bad place to do anything but act like a good citizen.
I understand you brought up a plaque, and what exactly does it say?
Well, this is dedicated to Harry Caray. This is naming Harry Caray Day in Chicago, August 8, 1988. It's in recognition of all of the good things that Harry has done for the city of Chicago, and particularly for baseball in this city. Harry's a tremendous individual. Alderman Patrick LeVar introduced this ordinance, and many members of the city council, in fact, most of them signed the resolution in honor of Harry.
Mayor, Chicago is a great city, a city of any number of great events. This one has to top the list of all the events that you've seen. Do you get the same feel? I just can't imagine another event in the city having the same build-up and the same feel that this one has had.
Well, I guess other than Taste of Chicago, this is probably the largest one. The media attention given here tonight has been tremendous. I understand that over 600 reporters here covering this historic occasion in this city. And it's been extremely good for tourism because we get an opportunity to advertise Chicago all over the country. We do it with WGN anyway, but we get another opportunity for some other stations.
Not only, I think, is it a national scope, but an international scope. We have media members from Japan, Europe, as well as Canada, and, of course, the United States.
Well, it's excellent. It's good for tourism. I said Chicago is the best-kept secret in the world, and we need to advertise a little bit more, so we got a little bit free tonight. We're thankful for it.
I know that you've seen this ballpark, obviously, without the lights on, and tonight you come here, and it's a beautiful park. What do you think it looks like with the lights on?
Well, it's tremendous. It's extremely, it's really not a lot different. It's just daytime at night here. The lights are extremely attractive. They blend in perfectly with the architecture around the building, and it's illuminated well. It's just a beautiful ballpark anyway.
Do you think most of the opposition to lights, now that the lights are here, we know they work, we know there is safety in the neighborhood around the ballpark, do you see most of the opposition kind of going away and accepting it as the wave of the future?
We would hope that as we move through the next few games that are held here, that the community gets an opportunity to look at what we're doing in the city, that we all work cooperatively together, the city and the community, as well as the Cubs, and we all do what we say we're going to do, and I think we'll work the problem out. It'll go away, I believe.
Mayor, we had Jack Brickhouse in the booth a couple innings ago, and of course Jack, the Hall of Fame broadcaster, was here through the years watching this club play day baseball, and we asked him if it was a surprise to him to see the reality of night baseball, and his response was that actually it was not a surprise. Did you ever envision, before the controversy of actually trying to accomplish the reality of lights, did you ever think that you'd see night baseball here?
Well, I really never did, because I came out here quite frequently to day baseball games, and of course I do enjoy baseball in the daytime, but I also enjoy it at night. I'm just a baseball fan anyway. I never really thought there would ever be lights here. Never did.
And here it is, a reality, and I think as Steve mentioned a moment ago, the security angle here obviously was a major factor, and that put to rest. I really don't see a major problem long-term here.
Well, we would hope not. I guess the other major problem, I think, was parking, and I think we pretty much resolved that with those remote lots and the shuttle service in and out of the ballpark. That will adequately cover, you know, what the attendance is here. So I'm optimistic. I think it'll work out.
I understand that the remote lots filled up rather quickly today, something you didn't anticipate. However, you did handle, what, about 2,000, 2,500 cars all?
I don't know the exact number, but I think the lots were half full when the collectors got there, so they couldn't collect. The city lost money tonight. So we'll be prepared for this one next time. We'll get there at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and we'll seal the lots off so they can't come in without paying that fee.
Yeah, we should mention that lot is available not only for the night games, but some other dates as well.
Right, it's available for day games too, I believe, weekend games particularly, and the shuttle service is also there. For a nominal fee of $5, you get to park and to get the shuttle service at the ball game.
Well, the rain for a moment had let up, but here it comes again. I thought that executive order was working. Now I'm not so sure.
Almost did. We'll have to send up a prayer. That works better in all cases.
Okay. Mayor Eugene Sawyer with us. We appreciate the visit, and I know that Harry appreciates the proclamation.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Enjoyed it.
Mayor Eugene Sawyer with us here. We're at Wrigley Field, bottom of the fourth inning, a rain delay of about 20 minutes now. With the score 3-1 Cubs, we'll break for this.
Buy a car from us,
and we'll save you $10,000.
Make it $20,000.
If you can buy for less anywhere else, I'll give you back 10 times the difference. No, make it 100 times.
At Metro Ford, we won't insult your intelligence with ridiculous promises, but at Metro Ford, your credit is good, and we will sell you the new Ford of your choice with no money down and low monthly payments. Metro Ford, 6455 Southwestern, your no money down, low monthly payment superstore.
The winning team.
Lynn Marie Hassong started her career by designing a multi-user computer system and then helped write the software.
Within 3 weeks after graduating from DeVry, I could feel my career taking off.
At DeVry, you can earn a 4-year bachelor's degree in 3 years. DeVry prepares you to apply and manage current technology.
DeVry put my career on track. The fast track.
Call now, 1-800-247-7800. DeVry, we're serious about success.
We're rain delayed, moving into the bottom of the 4th inning from Wrigley Field with the Cubs out in front 3-1. Look at this guy, Bob Collins, the #1 morning radio personality in town.
Hey!
Nice to see that you're dressed for the occasion.
Well,
What happened?
It's a night ball game, and what are you supposed to dress like? Come on. You guys look, Stoney, you look precious, I got to tell you.
Well, it's not hot enough up here.
Woo! With the lights and all. The rain has cooled it off a little bit, but you wouldn't know it up here, would you?
You know, it's really nice, though. We have a rain delay, and usually Dwayne and I sit, we talk about the minor leagues, we talk about other teams, but
by the way,
there's no end of guests tonight.
I'd like to thank you for letting me follow Bill Murray, the governor, Mark Harmon, and the mayor. What nice guys.
It's only because we have such great confidence in you.
I'm going to sleep now. It's past my bedtime.
That's right.
What are they telling you? What do you hear from the weather guys? How long is this going to last?
We hear that it's going to be raining now, and there's a real good chance that it's going to let up later.
Let me talk to you. I'm sick of him.
You know, for a long time, we were lucky here because the story we had heard, it had rained all over the Chicagoland area and did not rain here up until, obviously, the middle of the 4th inning.
Now, you know how confused I get about all these things. What happens, first of all, they're going to stay here till midnight. They aren't going to call this game till they absolutely have to, right?
Oh, without question.
Yeah, they really want to make this, it takes, what, 4.5 to make it an official game?
The Cubs are on top. We will probably be here if it continues to rain until you're ready to go on in the morning.
Fine, so I'd like to help you, but I'll see you around, all right? It's past my bedtime,
What time do you usually go to bed? Because I know it's a terrible hour when you get up in the morning.
I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. If I get to bed at 9, I get 6 hours sleep.
Oh, boy, that's
And
terrible.
9's late for us. 9 is really late.
Because I've had to do that shift with you a couple times, and I know
you've really been surly about it, I must say.
You better believe it. It's no fun. I'm glad that you give me a little shake every once in a while, wake me up, let me know what's going on.
And I haven't done it with you, and I'm very happy about that.
You know, Steve, so am I.
That's too early.
Oh, yeah. It really is. But I've always reflected the fact that what I could do is go to work for a living. You know, I could unload a truck or something.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Did you ride your motorcycle down?
No, I came on the 4 wheels tonight because I knew this was going to happen. Isn't this strange? I mean, we've needed rain so badly and for such a long time. Now, the one night we don't want it to rain, what are you going to do?
I'm very happy that we got everything in pregame. I think that one of the highlights of tonight was to see Billy Williams, Ernie Banks on the field, Jack Brickhouse is the master of ceremonies, Chicago Symphony Orchestra, Wayne Messmer singing America the Beautiful.
By the way,
no disruption.
Tell me about Wayne Messmer. That boy is good.
What a great voice.
He is really good. And, you know, I didn't really expect to be so moved by this. I figured we'd come out, you know, we did the tailgate party for GN Radio out front, and we were laughing and scratching and having a good time, and I thought it'd be nice to see the lights come on. I didn't really expect it to be the event, the moving event it is, and really, you talk about Brickhouse out there and Ernie and Billy and you know, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, or at least a portion of it. Whoa, big time stuff. And the lights look beautiful.
And I think the reception that the fans had for Ernie Banks and Billy Williams every time they step on the field, but especially tonight. I think it showed them what the fans thought about that 1969 team, even though they didn't make it, and we all know that. It's been chronicled well over the years. But they have a special place in the hearts of Chicago. I think it was a wonderful thing this evening.
How can you not like guys like Ernie and Billy with that kind of attitude? I mean, what's not to like? Just 100%.
Bob, you know, we mentioned you're #1 in the mornings. You reach as many people as anybody in town, and you talk with a number of your listeners. As you look back over your time in Chicago and all the events that this city has hosted, how do you compare them with this one? I would think that through your show, you've gotten a great feel from the basic man in the street and the fans.
We've been through a lot of things in this town, a lot of tough tickets to get. Springsteen concerts, playoff games. I have never seen anything like the demand for Cubs tickets for this game. Seriously, I've had people call me that I haven't seen for 5 years. Hi, old buddy, old pal, remember me, your best friend? I know that you can get me 4 or maybe 6 if my cousin comes in from out of town. I've never seen anything like it. I think it must have been the hardest ticket to get in Chicago history. It's just, It's incredible, and I guess there's not a seat or a standing room left at all.
I think it's a lot easier right now to get tickets. If you went out front, you might get a trade-in for
As
a
a
late
matter of
model
fact, I'm
auto.
going to go sell mine right now. If any of you are out there watching a television, I'm the guy in the red cap.
Well, I think the rain is letting up some, not quite enough yet to get the tarp off the field, but I do believe there's going to be baseball tonight, and I know for sure they're going to get this game in.
Tell me this, if the worst happens, if they cannot resume play, and of course, as you say, they'll stay here till morning if they have to, but if the worst happens and they can't resume play, what happens? Do they pick it up in the fourth inning? Or do they start again?
Doubleheader next time Philadelphia comes to town, because the Mets are coming in tomorrow night. They're going to play here.
Yeah, so tomorrow then would become the focus of the first official night game here.
I'm not buying that. The thing was tonight. No, really. The magic was tonight. Brickhouse and Ernie and Billy and the lights and the symphony. The magic was tonight. And those of us that were here, you know, there are only 40,000 of us, and maybe the rest of the world saying, who cares? But for those of us here, I thought it was magic. I really did.
Oh, there's no question. You know, just the idea of the ballpark at night. What do we have?
It's a strange person calling
Bill
over.
Murray. Bill Murray.
Murray, get out of here with that cheap cigar. That's a real cheap cigar, but Steve's cigar. I didn't know Murray was such a pervert crawling down around like that. Don't sit on my lap, you animal, you.
I wasn't crawling. I just saw this thing on your hip.
Wait a minute, not my zapper, not my zapper.
What is this thing?
It's a medic alert in case somebody needs an emergency disc jockey.
Yeah, I think there's one in the USO right now over the Armed Forces Network.
You a little chilly, are you, Bill?
Gee, I left all my friends over there in the upper deck.
Get it together, will you? Come on, Bill.
It's pouring rain. I was trying to catch some free binoculars, and they're not there, so they're out there somewhere where the tall beers are served. I thought they were going to stop serving beer in the third inning. That's what I heard.
Except in a rain delay situation.
In a rain delay situation, I think state of Illinois law supersedes any local ordinance.
This becomes a whole different set of rules now that it is rain delayed, so the beer will continue to flow for a while.
As a matter of fact, I think I'll have one. Pardon me. Good night.
You're in that cooler right there, right there.
Just reach over there, but be careful where you're reaching.
Released about a bunch of like half beer-soaked water rats walking around the neighborhood now going, excuse me, can I come into your house for a few minutes? It's raining outside.
Well, you know what it does do? It alleviates some of the fear that people had of people whizzing on their lawn. You know, this kind of wash it away. It makes it a lot better, I think. Oh, there's more guys out.
Oh, geez. Oh, it's a girl. It's a girl this time. Oh, my gosh.
They're pretty aggressive about that, aren't they?
Yeah, she seemed to have a thing for that Cub logo. Well, under these circumstances, I think that
any port,
there's no need to put martial law into effect. Just like water.
What do you think about the Morgana attempt to plant one on Ryan Sandberg a little earlier in the ball game?
Well, I think with Morgana running on a 1-0 pitch, she took the bat out of Ryan's hands. I mean, why do that? I mean, he's got an ex-MVP. I mean, admittedly an off-year for him, but he's starting to come back strong now. But still, running on 1-0, you want to give him a shot at it.
But I do love the way
homered his first time at
I love the way she runs.
She moves like a cat.
A real talent. Yeah, a very big cat.
Yeah, a cougar is in there back.
Oh, well.
No, she's gone. She made the right move. She moved right ahead.
She got out of here before the rain, which might have been a wise move.
I think it was like the intelligent incarnation of Lot's wife. She ran away from here and didn't look back because...
What do they do to those people? They don't put them in jail or anything. I mean, they just
those
take...
people?
Yeah, I mean, the people that run out on the field. You know.
Oh, no. Most of them have promoted it within the Cubs organization.
All right, we'll take a break. Be right back with the Bill Murray and Bob Collins
I'm
show
gone. Good night.
in a moment.
What if everyone in America lived on one street? You'd have millions of personalities, side by side. And if this place existed, Southwestern Bell would have a phone for everyone, and every place. From the traditional to the not-so-traditional. Even phones you dial with your voice. So for your phone, call on Southwestern Bell. Don't be the last on your block.
Who's got the juice? Got it. Got it. Don't got it. Got it. Got it. Don't got it. Yeah. Got it.
Ain't got it.
Who's got the juice? Right. You got the juice. Easy. Yeah. You got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Don't got it. Taste the real.
Jeff Bridges is Preston Tucker. In 1946, he built a car so revolutionary, it had to be stopped.
You make the car too good. Enough right now to cost billions just to keep up with them.
You don't understand how powerful the forces are that are working against us here.
Now we are going to build that car exactly the way we want it.
He is dead.
Tucker, the true story of a man and his dream. Rated PG. Starts Friday, August 12th at a theater near you.
A participating advertiser in Cubs baseball is True Value Hardware. For quality selection and personal attention, make True Value Hardware your store of first choice.
Back at River.
Thanks very much. All right, let's get some ladies. We got guys last time. You guys enjoying yourselves here?
Oh yeah. Good time.
Although there's a rain in, I'm sorry.
It's not raining at Harry Caray's. Come on down.
I'm not sure we can get very many more people in here right now. Were you disappointed in not being able to get to the stadium?
Oh, yes, quite, but I'm more disappointed that it rained. It didn't rain all summer, and it happens to rain tonight.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, you know. Yeah, it is. The one night. It's rained 3 nights all summer. Picks one night to rain.
All right, we've got a good crowd who started off here. It's kind of subdued earlier in the evening. They are getting a little happy now. They've been celebrating. Harry laid out quite a feast and had a chow line full of lots of happy people. So it's getting happy here. So they're now singing Harry's song. We're going to take a look at some of the rest of the crowd here.
If they don't win, it's a shame. Well, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old game.
Well, there you hear it. I'm not sure they sound much better than Harry either, but at least they're trying. So we're going to go back to you, Dwayne and Steve, and let's hope that the rain gets out of here and we can get this game underway.
All right, thank you, Bob. We still have a rain delay here as we attempt to move into the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll take a break and be back to talk with Dabney Coleman in a moment.
Complete coverage of tonight's historic game and an agreement to cease fire in the Iran-Iraq War. These stories after baseball.
Do I have to be a mom today?
The scent opens your eyes, coast lather, and you realize that coast is the way to make you feel alive. Coast, feel alive.
Just warming up.
Feel alive with Coast.
What exactly does Nissan mean by hard body truck? Well, let's say you want a V6 engine. A powerful V6 engine.
Your Chicagoland Nissan dealers are saluting night baseball at Wrigley Field. Come take a test drive at any participating dealer and get a commemorative T-shirt and an official Major League Baseball. But hurry, or you'll be left in the dark.
I came in here just today, just for this game, and if it's rained out, I guess we'll be back tomorrow night, I hope. Against the Mets, right?
Yep, the Mets are in there. We have another night game set for tomorrow.
Yeah. And as if this wasn't bad enough, I see a big 4 in that first inning against the Dodgers down in Houston. They've gone through 3 pitches already in 3.5 innings. So my Dodgers are in a little trouble, too.
Sean Hilligus was knocked out.
Hello. The ratings have never been better now that you're not going to be on the air anymore. What's the future of that show?
That's the public playing hard to get, man. Difficult. But the future is no future. The show is over, officially over, and so we did 22, I think, real good shows, and we're all very, very proud of those, and we'll just stand on those, and we'll go on to the next. Appreciate coming up here and seeing you guys.
Good to see you.
I hope that the Cubs win the East and meet the Dodgers in the playoffs.
All right, very good.
The Cubs are going to win. I don't know about the Dodgers.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't either.
Okay, Dabney.
Okay, thank you, Dabney. Dabney Coleman here in the booth with us at Wrigley Field. Our ball game in the bottom of the 4th inning. We've been rain delayed for a little better than an hour now. We'll take a break and return in a moment. Well, Steve Stone, this is Dwayne Stats at Wrigley Field. Geraldo Rivera has joined us. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hello there. Boy, they just keep coming.
I hope it doesn't stay in the bottom of the fourth.
Boy, you would be both.
I know you have your own show, but what do you think about the format of two guys in tuxedos just bringing people in a booth that's made for broadcasting baseball? You think that would play in the Midwest?
Well, this is such an event. I really think so. I mean, the stadium has been packed. Even in the rain, there's a huge party going on down under the bleachers. People are, you know, obviously disappointed, but I don't think anyone has left. It's just all crowded into the bar.
I'm disappointed you don't have your tux on. I heard earlier this afternoon you were all decked out. At least Steve and I wouldn't stand out like we do.
Oh, look what's going on.
That's Jody Davis, Al Nipper, Greg Maddox, all the Cubs now going out on... all the Cubs going out in the middle of the tarp.
Oh, look at trying to get that. Does this mean the game has been called?
No, it doesn't. They're going to wait some time. Diving exhibition by the Cubs.
This must be the California contingent of the Cubs. I give them a 9-2, 9-3, 9-4. A lot of style, a lot of fun. That's great. What happens to chewing tobacco with all that rainwater? A double!
Whatever happened to the synchronized swim team? I used to like that. You know, that's a great event. You see these people bobbing up and down. It's a wonderful sport.
They were great. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, they're great.
I guess you can't beat fun at the old ballpark, and you see four Cubs right there who know how to do it.
Now, if we had Morgana the kissing bandit.
She didn't make it. She didn't get a good enough start. That usher ran her down from behind.
A little slow out of the block.
So to speak. Oh, good. Now, that was actually quite exciting. That's the most excitement I've had in the last half hour.
Well, what's going on with your show? I know you have to be ecstatic
Very
with the
much.
success of it. And
I am.
what lies ahead for you?
I don't know, just more of the same. We open our second season on Labor Day. Looking for... Producer! Oh, can I get him? Oh, yes, a diving tackle, ladies and gentlemen.
How about the special
Between
shows?
the pitcher's mound and second base.
How about the special shows that you do?
The proudest moment of my life is when they told me the only program in Chicago television history that outdrew that one was when the Bears won the Super Bowl. I mean, that's saying something.
Well, that's the bottom line, regardless of what the...
But I'm afraid that it's going to be some time yet.
But I tell you, if I was Zimmer, I'd keep it going until 2 in the morning because they have to go 5.5 or 5 innings. They're up 3-1. Let you guys vamp. Make it an official game. Get the victory. You guys need... I said, you know, people ask me what was the significance of the game. I said, maybe this will be like when the Red Sox got a new manager, Joe Morgan. They won 20 out of 25 after they were in the pits the whole year. Maybe this night, I said, would be the impetus to get the Cubs going. I don't know how this rain's going to affect things, but we'll see.
They'll have a lot of time.
In Cubs baseball is Pepsi Cola, the choice of a new generation.
I'm enjoying the talk show.
Because now we don't have to speculate on what you're going to do. We have you right here. You can tell us what you're going to do.
Well, I've been listening to you. Now you got quite a telethon going on here. What's your charity tonight?
Well, I think the charity now is baseball for the Cubs as far as the people turning out tonight. And I know you knew this was going to happen, but did you think it could possibly happen with the record numbers that turned out?
Well, we expected that we were going to have a full house, but I think the attitude and the atmosphere was even greater than I expected. I mean, I was down on the field during batting practice and walking through the stands. The people were just unbelievably good. Everybody was upbeat, and everybody was just enjoying the heck out of it. And I was thrilled, and I was really praying that we could get through this, and maybe we will get lucky yet tonight and be able to finish.
Jim, you've been around some great moments in baseball, League Championship Series, the World Series, and this one, in terms of electricity, I'm going to guess would almost match those.
Well, Ned Coletti's done a terrific job, I think, organizing the media for this event. And he told me a couple of weeks ago that they would have more media requests for this than we had in '84 for the playoffs. probably more media requests than anybody ever had in Chicago for anything. And so we knew it was going to be a big night, and we knew it was going to be a terrific night for the fans. We jumped out. It looked like Rick was pitching very well. I thought his control tonight was excellent, and I think we're going to get lucky. They're cheering now because it stopped raining.
The rain has pretty much stopped, and although you have a few people still running on the tarp, I think in the not-too-distant future, the ground crew will come out, take a look at this, and maybe roll the tarp back.
Jim, we were talking earlier about the makeup of the crew in his situation.
Well, I think Dwight Smith is another guy. When you talk about prospects, everybody...
As you pointed out, better than 500 strong here. And I think we are going to get lucky. I think we're going to play this thing after all.
Well, I hope we do, because I think you guys are out of gas, and so am I. And thank you, and God bless all of you.
All righty. Jim Fry with us. Nice visiting with you, Jim. Ball game set to move into the bottom of the fourth inning when the rains came. We've been delayed about an hour and 45 minutes now with the Cubs on top. It's a 3-1 score, and we'll take another look at the scoring.
Continue with the show, and look who we got in the middle now.
Hey,
Tom Dreesen.
And you said that well together, by the way. You know, there's room. The Everly brothers came back. You guys could come back.
I'm telling you, we got the format. Sit in a baseball broadcasting booth, wear tuxedos, and just keep bringing people in.
This has been one of the most exciting nights of my life, I have to tell you.
It's been one of the more exciting nights of our lives, too.
And are we happy you're here? I don't think we can express how happy we are.
I mean, I was watching you guys in the Stadium Club, and I mean, there's no threat of you guys ever kicking Letterman.
I tell you
off
what,
the air.
if you've got 30 minutes, come on, Steve.
This is really, you know, I'll tell you something interesting. Before the game started, Jim Dowdle, the CEO of Tribune Broadcasting, I said to him, and this is the God's honest truth, I said, Jim, I'll bet you $10 who will hit the first home run on the Phillies, and I'll bet you $10 who will hit the first home run on the Cubs. And he said, okay. He said, who do you want? I said, I want Chris James of the Phillies. He said, I want Bradley. Truth. I said, okay. Who do you want of the Cubs? He said, I'll take Dawson. I said, I'll take Sandberg.
So you broke even.
And we broke even. I couldn't believe Bradley walks up and hits one out of the park. Sandberg walks up. I'm in the wrong bits months. I'm here.
It may.
And it may as well.
What are you
4
up
months
to?
already.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, you know, one of the reasons that I'm in town, the Bally Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas is roasting Harry Caray on November 19th, and I'm the roast master. And it's $100 a plate, black tie affair, and all the proceeds go to Murrayville Academy, which you know is for abused orphans out here. And Harry has graciously accepted the honor of being roasted. And Mr. Frank Sinatra is going to be the honorary chairman, and a lot of us are coming in for that event. And for those of you who want to be there, they can call area code 702-739-4111. United Airlines is offering a big discount. You can call United Airlines about that. And I'm aging myself.
Speaking of names, we've got a couple of the great names that Steve mentioned a moment ago, Ernie Banks and Billy Williams, during the ceremonies. Arnie's got those coming up for us. It was a great feeling. There's no question the electricity in the ballpark. When these two fellas walked out of the dugout and toured the mound, boy, they are, I guess, the embodiment of what the Cubs spirit is and has been for a long time all about.
No question, but I played in Ernie Banks' golf tournament today, and I was MC for his event. And both the guys were there, two Hall of Famers from the Chicago Cubs, and to see them walk out today, it was just, I got chills. I'll tell you the truth. You know who I missed? Ron Santo. I really thought Ron Santo, with 10 Golden Gloves, I thought Ron Santo might have been out there as well, and I wished he would have been.
Well, I think everybody that was associated with the '69 Cubs holds a special place in the hearts of all Cub fans. I think it's a testament to Chicago when you see how these fellas are greeted every time they step on the field. And I think the loyalty of this city toward their sports heroes, and it doesn't matter what sport it is. I mean, you've seen it in basketball, you've seen it in football, especially with these two fellas now throwing out the first pitch, which now seems like years ago.
Yes.
Just a great feeling between the...
That way for the Cubs, which is going to happen this week. But to come here tonight, it was the most exciting thing for me. I was emotional when they sang, you know, America the Beautiful, when they sang the Star Spangled Banner with the, I'm with a friend of mine, and I kept saying to her that, you know, you don't know what this means. I mean, the night baseball at Wrigley Field, it was, and the audience, the crowds were reacting like this was the World Series. Cub fans are so special. We say that over and over again, but they are just a special breed of people that they they just believe. Americans are, if you ever watch a fight, the average American fan is like this. And they may not even be a fight fan. In the first round, they're watching a fight, and the guy gets knocked down. And they go, oh, this is a terrible fight. In the third round, he gets knocked down again. And they go, who put this fight together? In the fifth round, the guy's knocked down again. They said, somebody should stop this. And then the seventh round, he's knocked down, and all of a sudden, he's still on his feet. And the 11th round, and all of a sudden, it's the 15th round, and he's lost 14 rounds. But all of a sudden, you're pulling for him. You know he's not going to win this fight, but you want him to finish on his feet. And that's what the Cub fans are all about. We don't really care sometimes. We want our team to win, but if they don't win, all we want to know is that they're doing the best they can. If they're doing the best they can, that's exactly what we in Chicago, who work in factories, who work construction, who drive a cab, we do the best we can, but we don't win all the time. We can't pay all the bills all the time. And so the Cubs are just an extension of us,
But you always talk from the perspective of the Cub fan, which you've been for many years. Do you think, as a Cub fan and as a man who has followed the progression of the Cubs through all of the good years and many of the bad years, that lights in any way diminishes the appeal of the Cubs or Wrigley Field?
Oh, what appeared to be about 15, 20 minutes. We're rain delayed here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, and we have been rain delayed now. It's closing in on 2 hours, just in case you want to know.
2 hours already?
Yes. Didn't it seem like 7 days,
It's flown by. It's really amazing.
To be honest with you, World War II did not take this long, This is the nightmare of our business, This is the nightmare. We all say, well, now let's see, what can we talk to this jerk about?
No, I'm a big fan of Second City and always have been since the days that I played in Chicago. I'd always go down there, watch improvisational comedy, and watch them go through their skits. I think it was wonderful. And I remember that they did a skit about two guys calling a fight. And the fight took about 13 seconds. And they had 2 hours of live television to fill. Arnie has played the highlights back a few times. They played the highlights backwards, had them getting up off the canvas. Nothing to do. There's nowhere you can go when you have the time to film. So we're glad you're here, actually.
I tell you, as most of you know, or some of you know, I was a member of America's first black and white comedy team. Tim Reed, who's now on a show called Frank's Place, was formerly on a show called WKRP Cincinnati, played Venus Flytrap. Tim Reed and I started out in Chicago. We were America's first black. People chase him, and then now the crowd's cheering because the guy's getting away. Ladies and gentlemen, a man in the red shorts and a Hawaiian shirt is getting away from security. He's running. He's heading for the third base line. Wait, he hit the wall. The guards hit the wall. I was rooting for the guy, and wait a minute now the security guards are making a wish. They have the man.
Well, unfortunately, when you don't have a whole lot to cheer about at the ballpark, things like this happen.
That's it. I've been coming to...
Well, the diehard Cub fans are still here. They haven't given up yet. And as a matter of fact, some of the fans from Wrigley Field have even shown up here all wet. And we got a couple right here. You guys are pretty soggy. You were out at the park. What was the atmosphere like out there?
The atmosphere was great. It was like a World Series game. We were all out there. The Cubs were trying to do their best, and they did their best. It's raining, and they're going to come back and win the game.
All right,
that's how it's going to do.
All right, very good. Step back a minute, okay, we've got some other fans who we haven't had a chance to talk with. Some of the ladies here. What's it been like here, knowing that you've had a chance to watch history in the making?
Well, I've been working here, and it's been phenomenal. The people are pretty up for all this. A little crazy. They've been here waiting for something to happen, and it hasn't happened. As you know, we've been trying to keep them happy. I think we've done that.
It's been a great crowd. The food's been good, and we have a lot of happy people here. And we have some other folks here. This lady here said she had a special request for someone who had tickets but wasn't able to make it.
That's right. That's a hello to Chris Keogh. He was supposed to be here tonight.
Turn that audio down. Go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Chris Keogh was supposed to be here tonight. He was paralyzed recently from the neck to the waist, and I really miss him tonight. So this is for you, Chris.
Okay, so he's one of the diehard Cub fans who's somewhere watching it on television.
He sure is.
And speaking of television, we have had fans call in. We had some guys from a ship somewhere in the Philippines who are, I guess, pulling us off the satellite call in and say that they are watching us out there. We've gotten calls from Germany, as I mentioned, the Philippines, just about all over the world. It's phenomenal, the amount of people who have been watching this game tonight, who have in turn called Harry Caray to let us know that they are watching us and that they are eagerly awaiting this outcome of the first night's game. What about you, pal? Are you happy to be here?
Oh, you bet I am. I just want to say hello to my son Patrick, TJ, Brian, and my daughter Katie in Downers Grove, Illinois, and God bless the Cubs.
All right, what about you?
God bless the Cubs.
There you go, got a signal there. And you, ma'am?
Hi, Andy. I hope you're watching. You missed a great night.
Okay, so that's about it. We're going to throw it back to the stadium. We are still hoping that we can get the rest of the game in. All the people here are having a ball, and we're going to give it back to you, and we'll all be here waiting.
All right, thank you. It has been called. After a 2-hour and 10-minute rain delay, this game has been called. We'll be back with a few final words in a moment.
Center. If the fantasy fits, wear it. At Merle Herman's Fanfare, the sports fans gift shop.
With Steve Stone and Harry Caray back at Wrigley Field, would you know it? The first night game is not the first night game. Tomorrow now is scheduled to be the first night game. This game has been called off because after about 2.5 hours, it's still raining.
Where you been all this time?
I've been over on the radio side.
This was quite an evening, and obviously we got in all the pregame ceremonies and had all the hoopla that you'd associate with an event like this. And Harry, I guess we have to feel privileged at this point that we did get in about 1.5 hours and had everything happen on the field that really had to happen. Even though we quite obviously cannot finish this, it's still raining as hard as it ever was.
Well, we can tell. I can tell my grandchildren. Someday you can tell your grandchildren how you broadcast the first night game ever played at Wrigley Field.
That was never
but
played.
It only lasted 3.5 innings, which did not make it an official ball game. Tomorrow we're going to be preempted, and the networks will take over. So we're going to have another crack Wednesday afternoon when the Cubs are playing the Mets.
Well, I look forward to that one, Harry, and I know you're going to be on the radio tomorrow night. You should look forward to that one. It's going to be another festive occasion here in Wrigley Field, another beautiful night, and you'll get a chance to do it all over again.
I didn't realize there were so many great divers and swimmers in the Chicago area. Look at that. Al Nipper, Greg Maddox, Jody Davis. There's Nipper. Now watch this. How would you rank him? 9.7?
Well, he got not much hang time, but he gets a lot of length. Look at this. The pairs competition turned out very well between Lancaster and Maddox.
So a lot of fun at that. And what do you think? What's the message from this night? Beautiful weather yesterday, beautiful weather today, until we started to go into the bottom of the fourth. And the rains came suddenly, and they still haven't stopped.
Well, what I think, Harry, is that it's very disappointing for all of us associated with the ball club, and I know for all the fans, and there's still a lot of them in the stands, even though the game has been canceled. They must have got a very bad weather report, the fact that we can't continue any longer, the fact that this rain is just absolutely not going to let up. And I know I'm disappointed that we didn't get a chance to play this one to completion. Rick Sutcliffe, who went out there, despite the fact that his back was bothering him, he was leading 3-1. He had a good chance to win this one. He needed another inning to pitch. The Cubs would have had to come up only one more time, and he would have then been the winner in this ball game. So you have to feel disappointed, but as you've always said, in baseball, there's always tomorrow, and they're going to be right back at it again, even though the Phillies will leave town and the New York Mets will provide the opposition.
Ryan Sandberg picked a good night to be at the top of his game. He had a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first, and then he scored the 3rd run. And the Cubs were out in front 3-1 when the rains came. Well, that's it. With Steve Stone, this is Harry Caray from Wrigley Field. We're sorry we could not bring you a complete first night game from Wrigley Field. That will have to wait for tomorrow night when the network will be carrying it. So long, everybody.
Here are 2 good reasons.
Easier.
for Lotto.